stumble in the dark. You kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds. And when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me.
Welcome to Sim Racing Media, home tonight of the Western States Racing League. After an eventful race at Iowa Speedway that saw 3 trucks lead 45 laps or more with Ryan Steele, Bob Beltrami, and Bentley Glazer, we head to the winding roads of Road America in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. This 14-turn, 4-mile track will test these drivers tonight. Last time they were here was back in season 45. We saw 23 cars take the track. But up front was the usual suspects. You got Glazer, Schmeier, Steele, McCartney. But it was a driver that doesn't look like he's racing here anymore in Dalton, England, that led all 25 laps and was able to take home the win with a 5-second cushion. But tonight, Bentley Glazer looks to have a little company as Josh Lilly, 14-year-old kid that usually runs on Monday nights, is going to throw his hat in the ring here. I've seen him dominate pretty well on these road courses, so it should be interesting to see if the new kid on the block is able to wrestle the lead away and maybe take the win from these old veterans here of the Western States Racing League. But to do that, let's go ahead and take a look here at the race info. It is round 9 at Road America. 79 degrees. Track length is 3.98 miles. Track temperature is 123 degrees. There are 14 turns, left and right, so definitely gonna have these guys up on that steering wheel tonight. It is just 25 laps. We are only having local cautions, so we will hopefully have this race good, competitive for all 25, and a minimum amount of cautions. As they are just about wrapping up here, let's go ahead and take a look at their current point standings. Ross Rawlings was leading last week, but was involved in a couple of those accidents there. So Ryan Steele with the win jumped up to 309 points. Bentley Glazer at 306. Jeff Schmeier at an even 300. Bob Beltrami with his third place finish last week is up to fourth with 295. Brian Barnes 291. Jeff Hollinsworth 278. Ross Rawlings is at 268. Rob Gall 257. Paul Krumrye 251. Charles Woods rounds out the top 10 with 216. Alan Experience checking in on the chat. Yep, you definitely have to stay on the course. I mean, can't cut too many corners here. And Nathan Brown is cheering for Josh Lilly. Nathan Brown is also races in greenracing.net on Monday nights that you can catch here on the Sim Racing Media YouTube page. Check them out next Monday as they are crowning their season 12 champion. We are going to get started on some qualifying here. Like I said, I'll throw up this track map here. You can see that there's a couple quick corners here. When you get down to Moraine Sweep and the Hurry Downs, then you'll have the Thunder Valley Canada corner. Let's take a look here with Brian Barnes in the number 4 Chevy, making his way through corner number 2 right now. They'll make a right-hand corner, go up on a stretch a little ways, and then make a hard left and go around the carousel. And you will see these guys start to slide a little bit as the tires begin to wear. So we'll definitely see who can keep the tires on it for the longest. And I'm imagining we're going to have at least one pit stop, probably half wear, so depending on how the tire wear goes. Anybody's about close to complete their first lap here. Doesn't look like it. But we do have Josh Lilly on track, making his way towards the bend and the kink there. Bentley Glazer is just starting his initial qualifying run. They were given 10 minutes to complete 2 laps. But at 2 minutes and 16 seconds a lap without any issues. You have to start the first one, so you're looking at, if you do both laps, you're looking at pretty much the entire time. You can see just how much they have to get on the brakes and make their way around some of these corners. Especially this one here. It's almost, well, basically is a 90-degree left-hand corner. And then you jump back here for a right-hander. And then you'll see this one here that comes to the left is going to be a little over 90 degrees by the time it gets back going. And you'll see him kind of drift over that curb there. So around he goes through the carousel. The closest. Like the closest one to completing first lap is going to be Wayne Hutchinson here in the 21 Toyota. Christian Bishop out here as well. Earl Weaver getting close towards the end here. Bob Beltrami about the same spot on track. Bentley Glazer, though, is going to come around this final corner, head to the start-finish line. Let's see what time he throws up. Comes up the hill to the start-finish line. Bentley Glazer with a 2:16.83. Earl Weaver, a 2:21. Wayne Hutchinson with a 2:19. Christian Bishop with a 2:15. Bob Beltrami, a 2:17.99. Josh Lilly jumps up to P2 with a 2:16.75. Got a couple guys down here. Troy Campbell and David Weaver. Jeff Hollinsworth, a 2:19.16. Jeff Schmeier, a 2:18.43. Javier Perez Torres completed his lap and jumped to the pits, so he's not even going to take a second one with a 2:18.05. Looks like we're going to have quite a few that haven't taken their lap. Looks like Alan Bergen took a lap, but it didn't count. Must have went off track, it looks like. Bentley Glazer only took one. Looks like Josh Lilly and Christian Bishop are going to take two. Ryan Steele with the 2:18.41. Christian Bishop getting close here to finishing his second lap. Got that ProCraft 26 Chevy a little loose in the back end, but he is making it work. Okay. Do the Bill Mitchell bend down to the final corner here. Makes that right-hand turn. Heads uphill to the finish line. See if he can better his time. And he does not. That first lap was a rocket lap for Christian Bishop there. Beth Mills is in the chat chilling, cheering on Schmeier. Greg's in the chat asking who is the Ross Chastain of the WSRL. I really don't know that there is one. You guys are all really good drivers, and definitely if you look at their strength of field and stuff, they definitely are the top tier as far as drivers in these trucks go. As you see Ryan Steele get a little bit loose there, completing his second lap as he comes uphill to the start-finish line. That might have been a little too much fun there, Ryan, but Paul Hoffman on track. Richard McClure. Kyle McCartney's gonna try and finish his lap here. I think he's got about 45 seconds to do so. Gets it in there, and he will jump up to P4 with the 2:17.24. It looks like everybody who wanted to complete a lap has been able to do so. Go ahead. Started here. All right, so row one. A couple more guys have to get in their cars here. We've got Christian Bishop at that scorching time of a 2:15.689. The new kid on the block, Josh Lilly, just to his outside, representing Brownie Racing in the 48 Chevy. Bentley Glazer in row 2, Kyle McCartney outside, Rob Gall, Jeff Schmeier in row 3. Row 4 is Bob Beltrami and Javier Perez Torres. Row 5, Ryan Steele, Jeff Hollinsworth. Gonna go to Wayne Hutchinson and Paul Hoffman. Then in 13th, we got Earl Weaver and Troy Campbell. Row 8, David Weaver and Jeremiah Burke. We got Richard McClure and Brian Barnes. Charles Woods and Fred Williams in row 10. Row 11, Paul Krumrei and Dennis Fusion. Alan Bergen and Dustin Barnes. And it looks like the drivers who are elected to start in the pits are Brad Allison and Mark Gonzalez. Like I said, we got 14 corners, a little over 2 minutes a lap. at 4 miles. Track temperature is 120 degrees. Ambient air temperature 79. Local cautions only. We will see who is able to tame the twists and turns of Road America. Like I said, last time we were here was in season 45. There's 23 cars that took the green flag. And you had Schmeier, Big Glazer, you had McCartney, and you had Steele. So we will see if Christian Bishop and Josh Lilly are able to hold off Bentley Glazer and Kyle McCartney. Bentley Glazer is the series defending champ multiple times. Greg's asking if one pit stop only. I believe it probably will be, Greg. It looks like for 25 laps, all green flag runs. I'd imagine they're just gonna split it and have one pit stop depending on tire wear and how they're feeling. We still had a couple guys kind of spread out on the back here. You have I know they probably didn't do this on purpose, but you have the 4 of Brian Barnes, and then you have the 04 of Dustin Burns. And as we get back up front here, go ahead and turn on this map so we can kind of see where they are. Like they're just getting towards the start finish line here, so we will jump up here to the starter cam. Pace truck is in. And we are green. Christian Bishop gets out to a good jump there over Josh Lilly, floats out in front of Lilly. Bentley Glazer stays tucked to the inside. McCartney just to his outside. And Glazer jumps in behind Lilly. We got pretty much single file pretty quick there. Looks like everybody's pretty much single file until you get back towards, looks like Weaver. Looks like Weaver just got in line there. Both Weavers. Earl and David. Got McClure. Charles Woods. Paul Kermrye. Fred Williams. These guys getting all checked up here in the back end. Ooh, the 95 of Fred Williams is just driving all over the place there. But back up front, Christian Bishop is out to almost the second lead over Lilly. And Lilly's got a little bit of a cushion over Glazer and McCartney as well. You can see these top guys are kind of getting spread out here a little bit. as we get to back to Bob Beltrami, Ryan Steele, Jeff Hollingsworth, Wayne Hutchinson, Paul Hoffman, Earl Weaver making his way through. Nice and easy through that corner. David Weaver. Then you got Woods, Krumrai, all working their way through. That lap there was a 2:19.69, so quite the ways off the pace. I just see Bishop just get a little loose there. And Glazer's closing in almost to that back bumper of Josh Lilly. We're going to see if he's going to try and make the pass here as they slow down coming into the corner here. Glazer cuts it just a little bit, trying to pass Lilly there, and he's going to be able to when he cuts this inside corner. And Lilly crosses him over as Glazer got a little loose. As I come towards the sharp corners here. Around the carousel. Yeah, you see Bishop just get a little loose there on that back end, and we're only 2 laps into this thing. But a little back and forth battle between Lilly and Glazer. Bishop has got out to a 2.5-second lead now as they make their way through the Bill Mitchell bend, heading towards turn number 14 and up to the starter, and that will be 2 laps of 25 complete. Josh Lilly, Bentley Glazer, Christian Bishop that time ran a 2:16.29, the fastest lap of the race, faster than his qualifying lap as well. Looks like we got a little bit of action towards the back end here, but looks like they jumped to the pits here. You can definitely tell some of these guys are way more comfortable at ovals, but they definitely put in the work to at least make an attempt at this difficult track here. You see everybody kind of stack up back here behind the top 4 or 5 drivers here. You got Beltrami there, Torres, Steele. You go back to Jeff Hollingsworth. Wayne Hutchinson's doing a little work there on him. Then you got a bigger break back to Hoffman, McClure, Weavers, Charles Woods. We'll jump back up here. Let's take a different look as guys go through. Some of these corners here. Go up here to the Canada corner. You go through the bend here in the middle. Down to the final corner. You can see these guys kind of sliding that back in just a little bit. looks like Bishop is staying pretty consistent in those 216s. Everybody else back to 6 is running a 217. We got a couple seconds for the 219s, and it drops off a little ways after that. Christian Bishop has been able to walk away from this field a little ways. He's got over a 2-second lead right now. 48 Chevy of Josh Lilly is trying to close in, but it doesn't seem like he has quite enough right now. He does have almost a 2-second lead now over Bentley Glazer back there. The Glazer's got a rear view mirror full of Kyle McCartney. Jeff Schmeier worked his way up into 5th position now. But most of the top 10 are exactly where they started. The only two that have swapped positions are Jeff Schmeier and Rob Galder. And that's just one position. So, biggest mover of the race, well, we got a couple of them, it looks like. We've got Richard McClure right now up 5 positions. Charles Woods up 5. That's pretty much the top 15. Jeff Schmeier. Oh, let's go back and take a look as we see Bentley Glazer go off track. Take a quick look here. That just got a little bit too loose. And Kyle McCartney tries to take advantage here. Glazer just got into that sand, slowed him down, got back going, but not before he gave up quite a few positions. He's down 3 now. The Bentley Glazer, after that little bit of mistake, is still sitting in 6th position. Rob Gall, Jeff Schmeier is up 2, and Kyle McCartney is now up 1. You can kind of see how far back it is. Go take a look here and see if we can get a special look when we get up here and make their way towards the carousel. Jump up on here. You can see how far he is in front there. Makes his way around the carousel. Disappears. Christian Bishop's out to almost a 4-second lead. Josh Lilly has a 3-second lead over Kyle McCartney. Jeff Schmeier is staying within a reasonable distance of McCartney there. Rob Gall is 3.5 back. Bentley Glazer is a 2nd back. And Bob Beltrami is working his way up as well. Got Javier Perez Torres, Ryan Steele, Jeff Hollinsworth, Wayne Hutchinson, Richard McClure, Charles Woods, Dennis Fusen, Brian Barnes, Paul Hoffman, Earl Weaver, I think he's going to get passed by Paul Krummerai, and he does. And you got David Weaver about 25 seconds back of them. Then Alan Bergen back there as well, and then we have a couple trucks that are a couple laps down right now. Dennis Barnes and Jeremiah Burke. And as we jump from the last car in line to the first car in line, they're almost on the same corner. So Bishop will have to deal with traffic here shortly with 20 laps to go. So Christian Bishop leads by almost 6 now. Josh Lilly, 2.5 over Kyle McCartney. Kyle McCartney and Jeff Schmeier battling out here. Like, this is probably one of the closest battles on the track. Schmeier is trying to figure out which way he can go to pass McCartney here. But they both seem to be running almost the exact same line. McCartney got a little loose there on that front end. See if Meyer's going to be able to come underneath him here, and not quite enough to do so. As Schmeier gets a little loose there. So as they make their way up here, it looks like they are closing a little bit on Josh Lilly there. Come up to the start-finish line. "19 laps to go." We'll see if Schmeier's going to be able to outbrake McCartney. It doesn't look like he can on that one. They come downhill. They both seem to be running about the same line, and both of them seem to be having just about the same amount of mistakes, just on a little bit different areas. So whatever Meyer gains, he loses. Whatever McCartney loses, he gains right back. We got 19 laps to go as the 04 Justin Barnes was in the grass there. Lets everybody pass and try and right that ship and get going still. Go ahead and jump on board here. See how much their hands are working. You see that's him just sawing on that steering wheel through these corners. Makes his way up the steep hill to the start-finish line. Slows down, downshifts a couple gears. Then back to sawing on that steering wheel to keep it straight. Here with Jeff Schmeier. Jeff Schmeier and Kyle McCartney have closed in on Josh Lilly there. So you can see just what is happening here. Looks like Kyle McCartney's gonna try and go to the outside, not quite have enough to get there. But Josh Lilly is under attack. Jeff Schmeier falling back a little bit. Kyle McCartney staying within a half a second of Lilly there. Looks like 18 laps to go. I imagine we'll see somebody decide to take it pit side sooner than later, unless they all have enough fuel to make it the whole way. Got anybody else battling out here on the track? No, we'll just go back through the field. Josh Lilly, Kyle McCartney, Jeff Schmeier are all still battling. I think we're just going to stay here for a minute and see if they can sort this out a little bit. It's just when Schmeier and McCartney were gaining on Lilly, Lilly pulled away a little bit, and now Schmeier and McCartney are battling back and forth. Schmeier in that Dog Bear Racing number 34. Kyle McCartney in the Snap-on 18 Toyota. These guys are still battling it out. 17 laps to go. Doesn't look like anybody's deciding to do any hitting that wasn't in an incident early. Almost looked like they were gonna try and take it almost 3 wide, but had to slow down a little too much there to make that corner. Meyer closes in. Back here and take a look at Javier Perez Torres. Jeff Hollinsworth is just in front of them, and Bob Beltrami. We got 3 trucks that are pretty close together. It's definitely going to be interesting to see who pits when. Guys make their way through the corners. Hollinsworth is closing in on Beltrami. Beltrami Salami 14 Toyota. Jeff Hollinsworth in that 97 Coast Guard Chevy. Javier Perez Torres. Wayne Hutchinson. Richard McClure. Brian Barnes. Tito's Vodka, a number 11 Chevy of Dennis Houston. Paul Kermerai, Purple Heart Homes. Earl Weaver. Charles Woods, the Purple Heart Homes. David Weaver in the 16, like York Beckman and Patty. Paul Hoffman, DeWalt, number 3 Toyota. It looks like Schmeier is electing to pit. So we got Schmeier in the pits. He's the first one to blink. Christian Bishop is out there. It looks like Kyle McCartney was able to pass Josh Lilly there, but how that happened here. Oh, no. Just want us to see that. Well, Kyle McCartney is now 14 seconds back of Christian Bishop. Josh Lilly 2 seconds back from McCartney. Rob Gall, Bentley Glazer, Ryan Steele, Jeff Hollinsworth, Bob Beltrami, Javier Perez Torres, and Wade Hutchinson round out the top 10 as they run now. Paul Hoffman hit it on lap 7. If he might have enough to make it. Jeff Schmeier coming out of pits, pitted on lap 9. Got 4 tires and fuel. Christian Bishop is still out in front. I think if you're Christian Bishop, you pretty much run it as long as you can. Josh Lilly into pit. I imagine we're going to see Christian Bishop pit this time or next time. But after pitting, Jeff Schmeier right now is scored in P12 at the moment. The car just in front of him, Brian Barnes, is up 7 positions at the moment in that number 4 Chevy. And just as I say that, he was able to pass Josh Lilly, who's still getting serviced in the pits. And he is out with an extra lap there, so he should be working his way up through the field pretty quick here. And while I got a minute, you're watching on YouTube, thanks for tuning in. I'm gonna go ahead and hit that subscribe, turn on bell notifications. We definitely do this multiple times a week. Show you the schedule upcoming here. So, upcoming on Sim Racing Media. Tomorrow night, we've got the Ghost Xfinity series from Pocono and the Thundercat Flap series from iRacing Super Speedway. Then on the 1st of September, we've got the Swedish iRacing from Daytona and the Sim Racer's Edge from Kentucky Speedway. Then we got the season premiere of Fired Up Esports League, also known as Fuel. That'll be starting at Daytona. And then Friday, September 2nd, we got Circle B Diecast at Daytona. So definitely tons of stuff going on here. Multiple nights a week. And this is just Wednesday through Friday. We also have Sunday with the INSF Cup Series. We've got the Sunday Night NASCAR on Sunday night as well. Then Monday we've got cleanracing.net. And then we've got the 4 races today. Monsters Energy Racing League. And then we got the AARL Truck Series. And then we've got this series. There's just tons of stuff going on. So much stuff I can't remember all of it. 7 days a week, we are here. We got Bentley Glazer, Jeff Hollinsworth, Wayne Hutchinson, Richard McClure, Paul Krummerai, all pitting that time by. So out on track right now, we've got Christian Bishop, who's got a 16-second lead over Kyle McCartney. Kyle McCartney has a 16-second lead over Ryan Steele. And Bob Beltrami is 4 seconds back from Steele. Torres is 3.5 back from Beltrami. Jeff Schmeier is sitting in 6th. He is currently 2 53 seconds behind Bishop. But Bishop is not fading on these laps very much. As Schmeier ran a 2-minute 19.42, and Christian Bishop's last lap was a 2:19.49. So not too much difference there. I imagine we're going to see Bishop pit relatively soon after everybody else has already hit pit lane, but he has a 16-second lead over the second place Kyle McCartney. Ryan Steele's hitting pit lane right now. So that leaves Bishop, McCartney, Beltrami, and Torres, all who have not pitted yet. So we'll see if Bishop elects to pit pretty quick, but he's still pulling a gap on McCartney. But the gap to Meyer, who's on fresher tires, is going away relatively quickly. Jeff Schmeier just ran his fastest lap of the race with a 2:17.47, so that's nearly 3 seconds faster than what Christian Bishop is running right now. We'll jump on board here with Jeff Schmeier. You can see him just making his way through the corners here. He has made his pit stop. 13 laps to go. Christian Bishop should be getting towards the start finish line here. See if he's going to elect to make it pit side this time. And he does. So Christian Bishop is hitting pit lane. It is slowed up pretty quick here once those timing marks come up. If Kyle McCartney's going to follow him or if he's going to try and get a lap lead, and he is going to follow him into the pits. Bob Beltrami is working his way through here. A little ways back at the moment. We'll see if he's going to also elect to pit this time. Looks like he might be doing that. And he is. If Torres is going to do it with him. Torres does not. He stays out. So Torres is out and just gets the lead over Christian Bishop there. We'll see if Christian Bishop's able to fight his way back through there. As Jeff Schmeier is closing in on Bishop now as well. Bob Beltrami is just getting serviced. Brian Barnes is in pits. But we will see. It looks like Torres was going to try and stay out and lead a lap, but I don't know if Bishop's going to allow that to happen. Bishop cuts inside, makes that clean pass. Gets back on his preferred line. And I believe we'll probably see Torres pit this time by. Hey, if you're in the chat, go ahead and tell me what you think of the racing so far. These truck drivers usually making only turning one way and now have to saw that wheel and make both ways. They're staying relatively clean and putting on a relatively exciting race as well. Jeff Schmeier is closing in but I don't know if he's going to have enough to make it to Christian Bishop. Josh Lilly staying out that extra lap is 7 seconds behind Schmeier. But everybody is chasing Christian Bishop here. Christian Bishop up to complete lap 14. Torres into pit. Meyer 7 seconds back of Bishop right now. Josh Lilly is about 7 seconds back of Meyer. Lilly's rocking that baby blue paint scheme. Old school 48. Kyle McCartney is right behind him again as well. Bishop is extending that lead. Like it's going to be a battle back here between McCartney and Lilly. McCartney drives it in deep. Stays off of Lilly. Lilly gets to run off. McCartney just does not. Oh, he drives it in deep again. Forces Lilly off the track. Kyle McCartney drove it in just a little too deep there. Wound up forcing Josh Lilly into the grass. So Josh Lilly, Kyle McCartney, and go back to Rob Gall. Bentley Glazer, after that early race incident, I think he's been trying to hold it together here. Christian Bishop completing lap 15. The fastest lap of the race with the 2:16.13. So when they came here back in season 45, one driver who I didn't notice on that list was Christian Bishop. So maybe the outcome would have been different if he was driving a couple seasons ago. So we got Christian Bishop, Jeff Schmeier, Kyle McCartney, Josh Lilly, Rob Gall, Bentley Glazer, Jeff Hollinsworth, Ryan Steele, Bob Beltrami, and Wayne Hutchinson. Round out the top 10. We got Javier Perez Torres, Brian Barnes, Richard McClure, Paul Krumrai, Dennis Fusion, Charles Woods, Earl Weaver, and David Weaver. But back up front, it is still all Christian Bishop. Get some guys who are close here. Doesn't look like anybody's really close battling on track. This might be one of the relatively closest one, Beltrami and Steele. Kyle McCartney up towards the front just ran his fastest lap with a 2:17.58. So with 9 laps to go, the race has been all Christian Bishop. Jump up here and see how the gap between Kyle McCartney. Here's Kyle McCartney, and just in front of him, 4 seconds, is Jeff Schmeier. You can see that gap right there, going back to Kyle McCartney. Yeah, Kyle McCartney, Josh Lilly, and Rob Gall are gonna probably wind up battling here, but they seem to be running relatively the same lap times. Bentley Glazer is behind those guys, but he's running almost half a second or so faster than Gall and Lilly. So he should be working his way towards them. Jeff Hollinsworth is 10 seconds back of Glazer. Brian Steele is 5 back from Hollinsworth. Beltrami is right there with him. Looks like Beltrami is closing the gap ever so slightly. But Christian Bishop is increasing his margin here to over 15 seconds. Has to make you wonder when you're sitting here watching this race, if you were Christian Bishop there, your spotter has got to be telling you, just hit your marks, keep doing what you're doing. Wonder if that would make you more nervous or less nervous having this huge lead. Nevertheless, Christian Bishop over a 15-second lead, almost 16 now, over Jeff Schmeier. Kyle McCartney is 3.5 back. Josh Lilly's almost 4 back from McCartney. Rob Gall is right on his back bumper. So these guys are pretty much the closest on track. We do have Steele and Beltrami battling a little bit, but not too much at the moment. Back here. Look back to the field a little bit. Fermarai making his way through the corners here. Right now I'm going to make it towards the start finish line here on that uphill. Got Wayne Hutchinson here. Looks like he's closing in on Torres. Don't know if he'll be able to get there and complete that pass. Beltrami and Steele are still a half second apart. Hollinsworth is up there as well. Gall and Lilly still about a second apart. Kyle McCartney just passed Jeff Schmeier there. Back and take a look real quick here. duck to the inside here. Oh, yep. We'll go look back here. Just gets a little too much on the brakes, slides through that sand, kind of like Bentley Glazer did at the front of the field earlier. So Kyle McCartney's able to get that spot away from Schmeier. And sometimes in road course racing, that is just what you have to do. Make it to where the other guy makes a mistake and you're there just to take advantage. Christian Bishop is out to almost a 20-second lead right now. So the battle will be for these minor positions with Josh Lilly closing in on Schmeier right now. 3.5 seconds now. The 31 of Rob Gall is right behind Lilly. Then you have the lap truck of, looks like Earl Weaver there. These guys are taking it slow through the corners here, trying to make sure they don't make any mistakes, but still have a little bit of speed. But Christian Bishop is still pulling away. Jeff Schmeier is closing in on Kyle McCartney. But I don't know if he's going to have enough to get there with 7 laps to go. Running almost identical times before the hiccup there. Christian Bishop is running basically the same time as Kyle McCartney as well. Josh Lilly making his way to the start-finish line. Rob Gall just behind him. Bentley Glazer up that hill. Crosses the line now. And we are working on 6 to go. Christian Bishop is just a machine out there today. Yeah, I definitely have to agree with you, Nathan. It definitely shows his skill here. I mean, granted on Monday nights, you guys are pretty good at the old oval courses, but him being 14, jumping in with these guys and putting a good account for himself here. A couple little mistakes, but what I'm talking about, guys, is Nathan Brown. That he's so impressed with Josh tonight, and what a good rookie debut on the road course with these boys. He's got a benchmark to work towards next time these boys turn left and right. So definitely, Christian Bishop give a little bit away that time, but Kyle McCartney's just hoping to hang on here for a second as Jeff Schmeier has closed it to under a second. So we got Jeff Schmeier looking to improve his position. Josh Lilly not too far back. Rob Gall in the top 5. Bentley Glazer just hasn't been able to work his way back up through the field like he had hoped. Jeff Hollinsworth working his way up. Ryan Steele trying to stay in the top 10. Brian Barnes, biggest mover of the night, up 8 positions. I believe he was one of the trucks that elected not to qualify. But he is definitely out there putting in his best effort. We are down to 5 laps to go. Soon to be 4. I mean, this is a big track and it's really difficult. One of the only leagues that I know of that kept this Road America on their NASCAR series that they run, whether it be trucks, next gen cars, or what have you. So it definitely shows what these drivers are capable of. Christian Bishop, 22-second lead. Kyle McCartney, Jeff Schmeier, about a second and a half separate them. Josh Lilly's still back there a little ways, battling with Rob Gall. Rob Gall sitting right where he qualified. If he can improve at one spot here, he gets right to the back bumper of Lilly there. Go through with the drivers. Info on Christian Bishop, the 26 Chevy. Kyle McCartney, the 18. Jeff Schmeier, 30 Ford. Josh Lilly, number 48, 3-time CleanRacing.net champion. 15 years old. If you want to catch that series, it's on Mondays right here on SRM. Rob Gall, Bentley Glazer, Jeff Hollinsworth, Bob Beltrami, Ryan Steele, Brian Barnes. Round out the top 10, then you go back to Torres, Hutchinson, McClure, Frumry. We are down to soon to be 3 laps as soon as Bishop gets here to the start-finish line. And you even look back through the field, and we only have, looks like 2 trucks didn't start. We have 1, 5 that put it on the hauler. And everybody else is relatively close. I mean, there's a couple that are a couple laps down, but other than that, I mean, you have basically 26 cars, and 15 of them are on the lead lap. Go back and take a look at Meyer and McCartney there. McCartney is able to increase that margin to almost 3 seconds, but Schmeier's closing it a little bit. Josh Lilly and Rob Gall back here are Not close enough. They're 3/4 of a second or so separating them, and then it's almost 8 seconds back to Glazer. He's not even in the picture right now. Christian Bishop. Out to a 22.5-second lead. Kyle McCartney. Almost 3, depending on where you catch him. Jeff Schmeier. Josh Lilly. Ball. Blazer. Christian Bishop making his way up the hill. We'll get the 2 to go sign as soon as he gets past the start finish line. So 2 to go. Kyle McCartney, Jeff Schmeier. Lilly and Gall. Lilly and Gall are probably the closest ones on track right now. I mean, we got Steele and Beltrami there battling out a little bit with Barnes right behind them. See if anything comes of that. As you see Steele spin those back wheels just a little bit. Beltrami is able to pull away to almost a half-second lead. See if Barnes is going to try and make a pass on Steele. Does not. Gets off into the grass a little bit too much. That will slow him down. And Ryan Steele will try and catch back up with Beltrami there. We got Gall. We got Beltrami. Both of these battles are pretty close on track right now. Beltrami slows it down. Steele just follows him through the corners. And Barnes as well. Beltrami gets a little loose. Steele jumps almost to his back bumper. And Christian Bishop heads up the hill. White flag in the starter's hands. 22-second lead. Nobody even in his rear view mirror. Has to just hit his marks. Kyle McCartney just now making it to the start finish line. Jeff Schmeier just a little ways back. Josh Lilly at the start finish line now. So there's Jeff Schmeier. There's a lap truck. Then you should see there's Lilly and Gall. See how close they get to that grass there. There's McCartney. Here they come. Christian Bishop is just putting on the clinic. Even dealing with these lap trucks, he is just making it looked smooth and easy. Doesn't really change too much of what he's doing. It looks like mistake was made by the 11 truck there. Kyle McCartney's going to come up on him pretty quick. Looks like Ryan Steele just crashed back here on the final lap. Gave up a couple positions, tires spinning. He is just not having a good time of it right at the moment. We'll see if Perez Torres is able to get there. Probably not. Christian Bishop comes to the start-finish line, and he will win the Western States Racing League. Round number 9 at Road of America. Kyle McCartney is working his way towards the start-finish line here. And will finish second. Jeff Schmeier played a little bit of pit strategy, but will bring home the third place finish. Josh Lilly barely hangs on for fourth. Rob Gall is fifth. Bentley Glazer in sixth. Jeff Hollinsworth in seventh. Bob Beltrami in eighth. Ryan Barnes in ninth. And Ryan Steele in 10th. We will see if we can get these guys to make their way from their trucks to the booth here. Christian Bishop definitely put on a clinic here, winning by over 21 seconds. See who we can get in here. Go ahead and start. We'll get Christian Bishop up here. Hey Christian, Mike in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, how's it going, guys?
Oh, not too bad. Man, heck of a race today. Led start to finish, just like the last time you guys were here. Somebody did the same thing, but you won by almost 22 seconds.
Yeah, I secretly my favorite combo is oval cars on road courses. So these weeks are some of my favorites.
Definitely looked like you were out there having fun, and definitely were ready for this track. Were you always planning on hitting on lap 13, kind of split it halfway, or?
Yeah, I felt like the tires still felt good when I saw some other people starting to pit early, and generally I just want to get the best ends of both tire sets, so just split it halfway and it worked out pretty nice.
Awesome. Well, anybody want to thank on that truck of yours?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Procraft, Space Sheep, my team, and my family. They support me and keep me going.
Well, awesome. Well, next week looks like it's an off week, so I will maybe talk to you in a couple weeks.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks. Let's see if we can get Kyle McCartney. Hey, Kyle, Mike in the booth. Got a copy?
Yeah, dude, Mike, how's it going, man?
Yeah, not too bad. Been a heck of a race. Wound up bringing home P2. Didn't look like there was too much anybody could do for catching Christian there, but you definitely put in a good account on that 18 Toyota there.
Yeah, I just I knew it was gonna be pretty much Christian up front. He did this the last time we were here, but it was on for second, especially when Josh and Bentley started scrapping those first couple laps. They really drove their tires off, and after that, I think that's kind of the only reason I was able to get second. They fell off so bad, and then Jeff Schmeier, he was right on my tail the whole time, and he tried to come in early, so I just played the long game and hoped that I had fresher tires. When I came out of the pits, and with him coming in early, I knew he was probably going to catch some sort of traffic along the way too to hold him up. So it was all about strategy there, but it was a lot of fun. It's that track's not easy, so.
Yeah, definitely not. Well, congratulations on your second place finish. I will probably be about talking to you in a couple weeks. Anybody you want to thank on that truck?
Yeah, man. Definitely want to give a shout out to Bob Beltrami for the league that he runs. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of great guys, and they do a good job. Give a shout out to my brother and my mom and my wife, and I got to give a shout out to the sponsor with Snap-on and Toyota there.
Awesome. Well, I will let you get back to it and maybe talk to you in a couple weeks.
Sounds good, Mike. Have a good one.
You too. Hey, Jeff. Mike up in the booth. Got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Hey, man. That was a heck of a race. Looks like you were one of the only ones that pitted early and were able to make that strategy work and came home with a top 3 finish here.
Yeah, I was thinking of coming in a little bit early. I've done that in the past and it's worked out. And once Kyle and Lily started racing, I was like, well, I'm not getting any time on the track, so I might as well give this a shot right now.
Yeah, it definitely seemed to work out there. Like you had a little bit of fresher tires and made a little bit of ground after those guys were racing each other a little bit harder than they probably should have. But came out of here with a P3. Anyone you want to thank on that truck tonight?
Well, yeah, of course, got to thank my Dog Bear crew. We got Rob up in the top 5, and then Bob, Brian, Ryan all got top 10s. That's great. I got a special Dog Bear paint scheme for a couple of weeks. We're all going to be running in the major series in this truck at Motorsport. So looking forward to that coming up. And of course, I always got to thank my fan club, my mom and my dad, my sister and my girlfriend Beth and her parents. Just want to say I love you all.
Awesome. Well, I will let you go celebrate and maybe talk to you again in a couple weeks after the off week next week.
All right, I hope so. Thank you.
Good, thanks. All right, that was our top 3 finishers there. Let's go ahead and take a look here at the race results. So Christian Bishop, dominating performance. Kyle McCartney and Jeff Schmeier, 2nd and 3rd. Josh Lilly bringing home a 4th place finish. Rob Gall 5th. Bentley Glazer, after a little bit of a mistake early on, wasn't able to get back to where he wanted to be. Jeff Hollinsworth in 7th. Bob Beltrami and Brian Barnes 8th and 9th. Ryan Steele round out the top 10. Javier Torres in 11th. Wayne Hutchinson, Richard McClure, Paul Krumrei, and Dennis Fusion in the top 15. Charles Woods, Earl Weaver, David Weaver in the 18th. 19th, Dustin Burns. Paul Hoffman in 20th. Then you go back to Alan Bergen, Jeremiah Burke, Fred Williams, Troy Campbell, and Brad Allison. So that will do it here from Road America and Sim Racing Media. Once again, if you're in the YouTube channel, definitely hit that subscribe, turn on bell notifications. We do this basically 7 days a week, and we are starting to get busy as the seasons and series start coming in. So definitely don't want to miss a thing if you're looking for your racing action. Once again, this is Mike Damoni. Have a good night.